bans, I think, are pretty much record time for a LAN tournament here. They're picking and locking in their champions within about 10 seconds in, which tells me that these teams have done their homework. Now, in the last match, I was listening in actually on Dignitas's voice chat like the entire time, and in game one, they were like, they picked exactly what we thought they'd pick. Man, we should really go to our hotel room and actually jot down all the picks from the last tournaments every time, because homework makes this easy. And these guys, you know, just judging by the speed here that they're picking champions, are doing their homework. Of course, as I say this, Crawley is taking his sweet time for the last grab there as they're going to pick a support. And looking like Soraka, Corki is going to be that bottom lane. So, Riv, let's break down these teams. We can see both rosters. You guys at home can see them on your screens. You guys here in Seattle at PAX, you can see them up on the screen. But guys at home, you're missing out some of the atmosphere here. I want you guys here around us to prove how awesome it is to be here at PAX. Can you guys give a cheer and deafen everyone else at home, please?
Absolutely amazing. Everybody here to support their favorite team, to support League of Legends, free to pay. Head over to leagueoflegends.com, sign yourself up, and get yourself into the action and possibly that relegation match in Season 3 to make yourself a professional team.
Yeah, you know, time's still there, of course. We're picking three of the 8 slots for Season 3 from North America, but there's still 5 to go by the end of the year, so get your practice on, guys.
For sure, and I actually like the Soraka pick. It goes complementary with the Karthus ban. They're able to just like kind of deny that Requiem, and they also have the Wish that's going to be able to just give health to everybody on the team. However, you have a very fast movement team coming from CLG. You have Sona, you have Sivir, you have Mundo. They're going to be able to catch up to you very fast, so it may not matter that they have that Vladimir Sanguine Pool. They have that Corki, because Mundo's going to be able to run right through the front line, and he's going to want to take down that AD carry.
Yeah, so as we look through the picks, you can see, of course, Legion on your screen right there. They're focusing in. The game is loading. We're going to be underway in just a second, and you can just see the game faces and the determination from these guys. The game has now loaded up. We are ready to kick off this very first game. Now, crowd, I want to hear you guys once more. If you want CLG in the driver's seat for Game 1, let me hear you guys cheer for Counter Logic Gaming.
And coming in from the purple team, or your red team, we are going to see Legion coming in. If you would like to see Legion take Game 1, let me hear you call it out for Legion. Both teams have quite a backing in the crowd here. CLG obviously getting the chant. Obviously, the more historical team here in the game, but that does not mean they're just going to roll through this. They may be able to play that bolstered, just consistent strategy of split pushing. They don't really have Hotshot in the top lane anymore, and that's not really Voyboy's strat. You would have usually seen Hotshot on that Shogath, on that Shen. Very tanky pushing characters that can really tango with the team in a 4v1 situation, and you would see CLG usually push the lane. We'll have to see if they consistently go for that strategy again. They have a little bit of a mix-up between that. You don't really get too much of a push out of that top lane from Olaf. So we'll have to see if they consistently, you know, keep that 4-1 split going on the map.
Yeah, so as we look through these rosters here, I want to point out Legion's core strategy. Legion's team fight presence is, like, here's their goal. Basically, they want to tank through everything. When you put Soraka and Maokai on the same team, you've got ultimates that work really, really well together. Maokai's ultimate, he puts it down. All of your teammates in that area are going to take reduced damage, so they can start tanking in a team fight. When you add Soraka on the team, she passively gives magic resist, but also she can heal every member on her team. So as they take reduced damage, they get the health back, and they keep taking reduced damage. It's very, very difficult. CLG doesn't even want to do these team fights. They've got 3 teleports, they've got a summoner promote, they want to split the heck up in this game, and speaking of splitting up, well, it's a 4-on-4 in the jungle.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. That is such an aggressive strategy. Maybe besides the top laner, you see mid taking teleport, but 3 of them bringing that to the table this game. You can expect every fight to have a party for CLG.
Yeah, the only one really not bringing it out here is going to be Chowster, because he's got promote. I mean, everyone's still bringing out Flash or Ghost overall, so when they have a second summoner to bring in, they're going to say, okay, hold on, we'll, you know, not quite 5 teleports, but still a very aggressive lane. And right off the bat, Doublet and Chowster are going to be up in this middle lane. They're 2v1ing Crawley on Zyra. And this is great because they're doing amazing really awesome lane swaps here, and if Legion reacts, they can teleport back to the lane they want to go. So CLG is immediately setting the pace here and setting for a very interesting early game. So instead of saying, hey CLG, make it the late game, they're showing up right away saying, early game, we're going to crush you from the start.
And as we spoke to Legion before this happening, we heard them say, you know, we think CLG is going to run that duo top. Well, womp womp, it's going to be a duo mid, and that's going to be different. Your AP is going to have burst, and usually the AP will be able to farm up very nicely. Zyra does have good area of effect, especially at level 6. She can just shut both of those champions down. But right now, it's going to be a lot of harass, and it's going to be stopping a farm-heavy game, and that's really CLG's point right now.
Yeah, so Prawley's going to try to survive his mid lane with his plants. He should be safe overall. Zyra has a lot of crowd control. It shouldn't be too easy to aggress onto him. And Sivir Sona in general is not a hyper-aggressive lane. They're good at harassing and poking and dealing damage, but they cannot force you to die. So if Prawley plays this right, he'll take some damage. He might miss out on some minions, but overall he should have a pretty decent time in this lane.
So pushing up very hard top. Legion actually, Vladimir getting caught out here. Hotshot does have Burning Agony down. He's trying to get around for the flash over. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Arcane Smash to slow down. Oh, he dodges the cleaver. First blood to Jouster. And he is not going to get any help from the top lane. I got to say, that was one heck of a fancy flash, though.
Yeah, that was a nice try there to get away from that with a flash, but ultimately he invaded into the jungle and got caught out by doing it. When you've got a Dr. Mundo with a lizard buff, he's going to chain slow you. It's going to be very hard to deal with that.
Prawley getting caught up here, but he went in the bush, no vision, and they return it very quickly to Hotshot GG. And they have to be careful here. Vladimir went in the jungle, but I think he forgot he was actually pinched between 3 champions, 2 on his bottom and 1 on the top. And Sona was just able to say, you know, Doublelift's going to be able to stay mid. He'll get a few minions to himself, a bit more experience. I'll go help with first blood.
Yeah, that was really interesting because an early ward is what allowed that to happen there for Legion. Normally, when you pick off a jungler, it's like, great, I can counter jungle and steal every major monster from your side of the map. But Legion had a ward watching him invade, so the top lane and the mid lane collapsed on down. And speaking of collapse, they're now up on a Chaucer. Can they do enough damage? He's very, very low, but Prawley actually going to get dropped, and Chaucer has all the kills there on CLG. Prawley will turn that one back with his own passive, but now Vladimir is not going to enjoy this. He's so very low. One hit from dead, and Doublet will pick up the 3rd kill now on Counterlogic Gaming.
Wow, this match is just back and forth, and I believe we said aggression coming into this one. Legion and CLG both going neck to each other, just trying to get that cutthroat game down. It looks like they are going to try to take down this turret right here. Not going to get enough damage, however, as each of those minions only taking a few shots. They're going to be backing up now. 7,600 gold to 6,600 gold. This is the highest 5 minutes gold throughout the entire tournament for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just aggressive all around. So many kills coming out here, and it's just a great start overall. And I've got to give the edge. I mean, obviously they're up 3-2 in kills, so they're winning, but an extra edge to CLG because Chaucer has already gotten one of his gold generation items. The Heart of Gold there giving him bonus health and also just passively giving him gold throughout the game. And so Chaucer, who he's on support, is going to be one of the richest members of this game throughout the entire duration there, and he's going to get a lot of items for himself. He's going to be able to buy a lot of auras and a lot of actives and really supplement his team throughout this game.
Yeah, this is great, and they knew he was there. They baited this one in. It's going to be on the other side. It was Hotshot there for the counter jungle. One more briefcase. The infected cleaver goes down, and they are going to be able to get it. Hotshot GG picks up that kill. 4 kills now for CLG. As they're still milling about bottom lane, they're trying to chase Soraka out of this situation. Doublelift with more attacks. Does he have the boomerang to hit? Will he hit the blind? Voyboy coming in with the undertow, and he will be maxing that as well. Nintendo loving to max that undertow. It can put out some huge damage, and Voyboy doing the same.
Yeah, Voyboy, even if he wanted to normally max that Reckless Swing in lane, he's in a 1 versus 2 lane, meaning it's very hard for him to walk in a melee range and actually engage in trades. What he's using instead is that undertow to make sure he can last hit minions from afar and just spam that down to make sure he has good gold income. And speaking of gold income, he's got 39 minion kills. He's honestly up with everyone else in this game. So that lane swap, it is not hurting him whatsoever.
So you know, Freak, we see some really big Korean habits coming out here from CLG. The gank strats over the farm strats. Oh my gosh, so much damage from Doublelift. And he just completely wipes out Prawley in middle. No chance there. Probably still building for the challenge to sustain him in lane, but I think he needed to get a little bit of armor for this one.
Yeah, or at least just to dodge the boomerang blade. I'm so surprised, you know, a player of this caliber, he's got boots of speed, he should have been able to just run left. That's all it would have taken to survive that gank. I mean, Devils did a great job of going in for the pressure and going in for the first turret kill at 7.5 minutes in. Definitely an early one at that. probably really should have dodged that.
Probably.
If I were him, I probably would have dodged that.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. 6-2 here, 7 minutes, 50 seconds into the game as we get up to that 8-minute mark. 12,000 gold to 9,000 gold as CLG continuously continues to aggress. Continues. These guys are just at the throats of Legion right now. There's really not much they can do. Grabbing their blue up to give themselves as much advantage as they can. And really coming out here, we said CLG is going to have to stick to their strats. You know, this may be the new one.
Yeah, this is their strategy. They've been in Korea. I said they were a question mark in the pregame. It's a question mark because they've been playing in a different continent. And the Korean players, they've really shown this strategy where they come out aggressively, they take turrets down. We actually saw CLG Prime playing against CLG Europe in the group stage of the On-Game Net Championship. And they actually pulled out a similar strategy where they pulled out an early promote and they tried some tricks there. They've not used the promote just yet, but we'll see what kind of tricks come out once they do burn that summoner spell. And it will. They're really just putting the stranglehold on this Team Legion. They're not letting them breathe, and here it is, a 3v1, the Sanguine Pool, a little too early, and they should be able to take this one out with an exploding cast, push them up against the wall, and the Chemo Plague coming off, but not with much damage. Wow, a really, really nice gank here. Counterlogic Gaming is the one who's being aggressive this game. And it's interesting, when we talked to Team Solo Mid yesterday, they said, you know, it's single elimination, we're a little bit worried here. We're going to play a bit safely, you know, farm our lanes up, and we'll turn it around in the mid game, we'll turn it around in the end game. Counterlogic Gaming is like, we know we're the better team. They just turned on the pace from the start. They're about to take their second turret down now, and they have not let up the pace. Yeah, that second turret's going to be huge. Global map control now coming into position. They're going to be able to push these lanes and really have vision of what's going on near the enemy jungle now. They do have some aggressive wards. They know they have it over by blue. They can see Loud Immortus right now, but he also has picked himself up in Oracles. And although they're a little bit behind, and he does have that that gold generation item for himself, which is really good, they do need that Oracles to keep map control. It's going to quickly fall out of their hands. Yeah, ward control right now is going to be a very big deal. Counterlogic Gaming is constantly roaming around, and it's allowing them a couple of kills. You saw the earlier kill on Vladimir, their second turret grab as well. CLG is all about map mobility, and so wards are really, really important here for Legion. And on the same side, Legion needs to get back in before team fights start. They're down 4,500 gold. At only 10 minutes in, that's a very significant margin. It's going to be hard to win a team fight unless you turn something back. And one good way to turn it around is to get some ganks for yourselves and get yourself back in shape. You know, with a bursty team like this, we used to see this composition somewhat from Moscow 5, where they would keep Janna with their jungler for that tailwind movement speed. But using Sona, you get so many other auras with a little bit of that movement speed as well. So that composition of running around with Sona, able to get from lane to lane faster and really just mess with the mechanics of what somebody would think if they see you leaving lane. Yeah, I have 5 seconds. You're going to have less time, and they're really playing on those little mechanics that's giving them this advantage. Yeah, absolutely. Just the overall wealth of experience, the overall strategic choices here from CLG are really pushing them ahead right now. But not only is it a best of 3, but the game is not over even singularly. Legion has an amazing team composition where they can refuse to die. They really, really can. And Counterlogic Gaming, although they are up in gold, they've got a lot of kills on really important targets. Doublelift is 3-0 on Sivir. He's still not quite up there in minion kills with Demon Low. So if you want to check out the gold difference between the two, it's 4,000 versus 3,000. That is a pretty big difference, but you're going to see that gap just get a little bit closer together as this game moves on, and you can see Legion just take one really, really good fight because their ability to 5-on-5 is absolutely amazing. Looks like we're clearing wards here as they're just above that elbow brush on Dragon. Back and forth as these teams have pretty good poke from both sides. Gragas throwing out the explosive cast to figure out what's going on in the bush. And he will start to trail off by himself, actually. Maokai following closely behind. And nobody's really going to get a fight out of this one. As we look at some items, we do see Doublelift quickly went for 2 Dorns into that BF sword. That damage he is able to output with Boomerang is just so great if he can get it to pass through twice. We saw how quickly he took down probably all by himself. Corki going for that Triforce Freak. What's going to be that damage output between both of them over the next few minutes? Well, going for an early Trinity Force means you're looking for a mid game. Oh wait, hold on. Demon Low jumped onto this top lane there. Slow down a little bit. Probably is nearby. CLG actually still has to keep on going. What about Pop's ultimate? He puts out another undertow. Teleport actually getting canceled there. They might have brought a third member in, but CLG deciding not to dive this turret just yet. But in the mid lane, Doublelift picking up his 4th kill of the match, is now on a rampage after killing Loud Mortis on Maokai. And CLG are still turning up the heat. And that mid game might not even happen here for Legion as they're going for their 3rd turret kill. You can see them just dealing more and more damage. And they've used the promote as part of it, just tanking that turret, refusing to go down. That turret's going to be theirs. CLG now up 3 turrets and 6 kills, 6,000 gold as well. And now they're going to move somewhere else. Chouster leading the charge without oracles. Another turret falling. CLG really their fingers on the ignition, and they are constantly accelerating this game.
We're looking at pushed all the way up to that 2nd tier of turrets. They're down to the 3rd tier in middle of that inhibitor turret, and they really have full control of this map. If Legion wanted to get back right now, it would have to be those one-on-one pickoffs, and it may happen right here. Can Corki hit Boy? A very nice undertow backwards, and that's really going to slow him down. He has no reason to Valkyrie into this one as he may be turned on, but they are going to try to force them out of the jungle. They want to regain control here. It's getting a little out of hand for Legion.
It really is. Counterlogic Gaming is having a field day with their overall game plan of splitting up and just having a lot of movement. And the interesting thing here is they've not even used most of their summoners this way. A lot of their teleports have not happened so far.
And we're going to check out a replay of that last takedown. See what happened here in this one. They were going towards middle. We see that they did catch Loud Mortis out. This was when that was happening top as they jumped onto him, and they finally just quickly take him down as we missed that one. Just so much aggression all over the map, and you can see how that's been happening all weekend long. Lanes engage on each other, and that's really the advantage the team likes. Hey, the jungler's up top, let's make something happen down bottom. We need to counteract this. Now going for the Dragon, first one at 14 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be CLG just cementing more and more advantages for themselves. And you saw that even though they were picking off kills left and right, what they chose to do, for the most part, was actually pick off turrets. They actually left Dragon as an advantage for themselves to pick up later on, even though it respawns, even though they could keep farming it for more gold. They wanted the turrets right away to change the pace of the game. Now, at 14.5 minutes in, again, they've not burned through most of their summoner teleports. The ability for them to move around and split up and take other turrets is still completely available. All of their major carries can switch lanes and take a turret and take a lane out of nowhere. Legion, though, they've got to stick together. They're down in gold individually. Any given 2-on-2 is going to be in CLG's favor. Even if it was Chouster 1v1ing someone, he'd probably tend to win by having those early kills.
You see, again, a big fat pushing mid here. The items now coming into some of those core items, and it is actually going for the Bloodthirster on to Sivir. So it looks like Doublelift is going to go for some fast damage, but a little bit of consistency there. Not too much burst unless he's hitting with Boomerang Blade, but he's going to be able to keep himself very sustained in lane. Sona can really focus on other champions if she needs to. This gives Chouster the ability to not have to stay by Doublelift the entire time during the fight. We'll have to see as they're pushing this lane. Loud Mortis comes up. It looks like they will be a little bit cautious about this. And they are going to be pushing mid, taking down Zyra's plants. As they push down onto this first inhibitor turret, Zyra is there. Stranglethorn can pretty much clear that entire front staircase if they get a big minion wave and they're trying to take it down. So they really actually have a good ability to turtle this defense down and bring it into a late game. But like we said, that's exactly what CLG wants.
Yeah, CLG is going to be happy to have a late game. Legion just wants a good 5-on-5 with the gold close together. They're going to jump in there. Double taking a lot of early burst. They're going to put out some damage. There's the explosive cask knocking Legion back, and they're unable to engage. There's Counterlogic Gaming choosing their fight, saying, yeah, a fight with our AD carry at half health. You know what, let's go ahead and back off. Let's let Doublelift get his health back up. They want Sivir to be healthy because she's going to deal so much damage in these battles that they want to be at full strength.
So this is where it becomes very hard for Legion, Freak. None of their lanes definitively won, so they need to move in team compositions around the map. What do you do in this situation besides right now almost taking down Chouster but not getting the kill off as the last few ticks of Ignite wear off? What do they look to do when you need to put your entire team behind a turret to save that?
Well, they need to find some way to pick off a champion. Just like that, they got a lot of damage output. Probably was almost able to pick up that kill. They need more moves like that. Whether it's Probably, whether it's Loud Mortis, Cruiser, anyone on that roster, they need to get a kill pretty much out of nowhere. They need to string a couple together. Now, they have the ability to do this because CLG is going to be pushed so far up. There's a lot of room to flank around them because you know, there's a lot of passageways that lead in and around your base. When CLG's up that far, Legion can make those flanks happen. And that's really going to be their goal here, is to get a flank and to get a random pickoff here. I don't think at their current goal they can fight a dedicated 5-on-5 and come out ahead. I feel like CLG is happy to just kind of run their faces straight forward, and the ensuing battle would work in Counterlogic's favor. However, thankfully for Legion, Counterlogic is actually split pushing. They're happy to not just dive forward in one lane. They are still splitting up, trying to use their mobility advantage. They've got Sivir, her ultimate makes people run faster. Hot shot there on Dr. Mundo. His ultimate makes him run faster as well. And they've got Sona, again, with another movement speed aura on top of that. You add the 3 summoner teleports, and yes, CLG is amazing at split pushing, even without global ranged ultimate. The problem is, any given 2-on-2 and any given 5-on-5 is good for CLG.
So, Freak, now Legion kind of forced into a situation. If a Baron comes down to it, do they really want to fight the Baron or just try to keep CLG off of it? Obviously, if they take enough damage, they want it, but where does Legion, besides that one kill, what are they looking for to grab this one back?
I mean, I think that's their really only goal right here. They can always go for a Baron steal as well. I don't think CLG will go for Baron because they don't want to leave that risk up overall. But right now, I mean, Legion cannot 5-on-5. They need to get one kill. They need to get a burst advantage out of nothing, which would be a Baron steal, because pretty much everything's created equal when you're going for a Baron, because it's just who can smite better. If they can get a kill from a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2, again, it's going to be an advantage, a very, you know, a poignant advantage out of nowhere. Those are the 2 things you need to go for. And there you go, the burst combo. Holy cow, Prawley, that was nice. Just takes down Doublelift. So I said it in a 2-on-1. Well, that was 2-on-1 the other way, and it still worked out.
Very nice twisted advance, but he didn't expect the rest of the team to be there. This is what they needed, Freak. Catching him off guard. The crescendo from Chowster is there. Will he decide to use it? The Shurelius goes out. They do have the movement speed steroid, and it looks like both teams are going to back off. Demon Wolf doing a very nice job there of getting that damage down. They almost took out Big Fat. Turning back around onto Cruiser. He may go down here, taking a good amount of damage. Void Boy wants to fire through this. Another Shurelius going off. Able to get the next axe down. Hemoplay traded for Sanguine Pool, but it looks like Crescendo just missing that one, and they are able to pick up Chowster with a 0-for-1 trade. Demon Roll forced out of the fight by the skin of his teeth.
Wow, and Cruiser had the most epic move there. He actually Sanguine Pooled underneath the Crescendo. He blew so many cooldowns and came out unscathed. The problem is, even in a 4-on-5, they force Legion to heal, and Counterlogic Gaming can take another turret down. This is going to be their 6th if they can make it happen. They are forced back as they run out of minions, but you can just see how much CLG wants to turn up the pace, completely contradictory to what we thought it was going to be. They're saying, nope, aggression's our game plan, and they're honestly going to inspire a bit of fear in the rest of their opponents. This is a scary team to look at right now.
You know, Freak, that's actually something I mentioned in Champion Select, that they have those abilities to dodge or they have the effect to dodge those abilities and waste the cooldowns, but when you're just covered by the entire CLG team without any assistance, it's not going to work in your favor. So if they can get that Team 5 composition in, get those fights going down, get a big cooldown off of Sanguine Pool again, like the Crescendo to be wasted and only hit one other champion, I think with probably still up Nubish to Wish, they have a really good chance at bursting down CLG in this fight still. It seems like CLG is kind of stalled out now. They're not as aggressive. We haven't seen as many kills as we did before, and this is where Legion can kind of start to crawl back. If they have all these minions to feed off of coming in, they may start to scale a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how they're holding together this sort of, I want to call it late, it's only 20 minutes in, but I want to call it late game because they're back down to their own
forced there by
turrets.
CLG.
Exactly, yeah, CLG just suddenly turned it to a late game situation. There's so many turrets dead that you're going to move as a team a lot more often, but the difficult thing here is CLG has so much gold. Oh my gosh, Baron aggroed up on a Chowster. Can he get the kill? One hit to go. Baron, can you do it? Baron not the 6th member here for Legion, but Chowster almost going down, probably turned that one. Very, very close. Chowster did flash away. He did survive, but that was almost a little 2-versus-1 out of nothing.
Big Fat again. So CLG kind of sticking to the roaming strat still. Gragas, a very mobile champion, dashing through those walls with body slam, can get himself out of some pretty sticky situations. He also has the displacement of his ultimate. He can throw it anywhere and just blow up the team, pushing them in every which way. He decides to place that explosive path. And now we will have ward on this. Nubish does have the Oracle, so they are going to be able to pick up this dragon. It doesn't seem like they're getting contested here. Gragas coming in to just do a little bit of damage. And, I do not believe he got it. Nope, Maokai going to smite down the dragon. And we are going to see that coming up at about 27:40 for the next one. We'll have to see what both teams do. at that time as they start to mill about and possibly congregate back down towards the dragon. There is a lot of power still coming out for Sivir. You also have a good amount of damage going to be coming from Dr. Mundo with those percentage cleavers, so they may have a chance to take Baron uncontested with the amount of force they have pushed into Legion's base. They have vision on Legion by minions. They have vision on Legion by aggressive wards in their jungle. I would say the jungle right now belongs to CLG on both sides. Up until that point, Legion has their base, and like I said, an uncontested Baron may happen. They do have some movement here. Soraka's going to throw a ward over the side. Chouster, I don't believe they officially saw that come in there. Mundo may have. Looks like they are going to go for it here. Actually, Big Fat coming around the backside. They focus on him. Crescendo from Baron Den as they still completely do damage. They will pick it up. The teleports start to come in. The first times we've really seen these. And it's going to be Boy on Bruiser. The damage goes down. Continues to focus, forcing him to flash or use Sanguine Pool. And it's going to be the flash burst, dodging the undertow with Sanguine Pool, so he gets both out of him, and he's still going to be able to chase him out. CLG now putting that 4-minute pause button with Baron onto LGN.
I think it's more like a 4-minute fast forward, though, as even though it's a 5-on-5, Counterlogic Gaming is so far ahead now in gold, in turrets, and now with a Baron buff, they could close this game out in the next few minutes if they play their cards right. And right now, they've caught up with Oh my gosh, nice juke there for Loud Mortis. He's not going to be enough. A lot of damage. Can they pick up the rescue? So Voivo with no ultimate. They're going to trade 1-for-1. Will Legion try to push back through? He's a little bit dangerous, probably getting bursted down. Will flash backwards. Demon Lord's not going to like this. Explosive cast. Catches up the Cruiser. Can he make it out? There's the Sanguine Pool. He's been healed as well. Can they do enough? Trolley's going to fall down. Cruiser in the front will die as well. A double kill here, triple kill here for Double Lift, and they're going to keep on moving in. CLG's very low on health, but they have sustain here from Sona, and they are still pushing on.
Yeah, that was a great job. Big Fat LP starting off with that Deathfire Grasp, which instantly said, wait, he didn't even use a real cooldown that he needs to have right now. That means Gragas can still output a huge front load of burst damage. That just turned them around. You saw them counter-initiate that. Loud Mortis may actually be in trouble here if they decide this. He throws down his ultimate, mitigating a little bit of damage. They really don't want to be able to mess with that. Corki still sitting out on the outside, and Demon Lol, if left alone, does have that Triforce. He will be able to output that damage.
Yeah, a phenomenal game all game long here by Counter Logic. They're pushing in a little bit of these minions in the mid lane, but Hotshot will retreat right now. What they're going to do right now is regroup. They pushed out minions to make sure they wouldn't get counter-attacked too heavily, and now they're going to buy some items. They've got a 13,000 gold lead. They're going to use that to buy 13,000 gold worth of items over their opponents. They've got levels and experience. They're ready to rock.
All right. And it looks like we do have a replay of that last fight. See what went down. Big happenings here in this game. They were catching up to him. The cleaver hits. He's going nowhere from that. And we just see Zyra coming out strong. The Stranglethorn laid down as Olaf didn't have ult. And here comes the Deathfire Grasp hit. Bam! So much damage, bringing her to half and forcing the flash. Vladimir pushed off to the right and they got dispersed. Like I said, that exploding cast so effective to really just disturb an entire team at once.
Yeah, just all the kills picked up. A triple kill again for Double Lift. It gave them the turret, the inhibitor. The CLG constantly aggressive here. They're stealing their second Golem buff in a row. We saw Gragas steal it last time. He's stolen it again 5 minutes later. And CLG is still keeping the pace very, very fast. Giving up 6 deaths, that's not a big deal when you've got twice as many kills, when you've got 8 turrets and you know, a Baron under the belt. CLG, they can go in for a game-winning push here. They're going to try, and we'll see if Legion can hold on to this.
Right now, Chouster looking very good for CLG, playing quite strong. Double Lift as well, though, and that's why he is 7-2-4. Chouster actually staying on his back the whole time. These guys have been buddy-buddy throughout the entire match, and Double Lift is getting extra speed and just extra defense whenever he needs it. Getting out of this one, they take down the inhibitor happily and still have control of the map.
Yeah, and they're just going to no, they're not going to regroup for the top lane. I thought they were going to go for their third inhibitor. They're first going to steal over this Blizzard buff. So again, constantly controlling the jungle, as you called it a while ago. Pretty much both jungles are CLGs here. And so they're going to see, are we going to see them go for the next, or are we going to see them go for the third inhibitor? This is now time for CLG to try to close this one out, and Legion needs to hold this one final battle. Mortis taking some damage up in the front line. Sivir ultimate is popped. They're going for this first turret. Legion needs to group up. There's the initiation. He's going to fall right away, though. Hotshot in front, not the target to focus. The great crescendo goes off, so much damage, and now everyone else is forced back. The explosive cast comes up, picks up the second kill of the fight. And now CLG, still healthy enough to keep on moving, have a great numbers advantage. As one turret falls, they're going to move on to the second one. Looking great for CLG. Voivoy going back in. So much burst damage still going up on all sides, and now the Nexus is available, and CLG wants to turn in game one. Can they make it happen? Another kill happens, and CLG gonna go up 1-0 in this fourth quarterfinal.
An amazing matchup there in the beginning. CLG just totally breaking out a different game style than